about the Jewish people. But I saw the nuances of how it ref- it's reflective of us in the modern world. Now, it's going to start with the book of Ezekiel, with some stuff that some people may, want to claim is representative of aliens. And I can tell you that's not an alien. So, the book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Chebar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. As I'm reading, I will stop and give you some of the nuances that I have seen. Here it is important to understand God is talking to Ezekiel. It is important to understand that this point in time is when the Jewish people are going to what is known as captivity, and not the captivity of the Jewish people in Egypt. This is after the fact, after Egypt, after Moses. Okay, how many years or centuries? I don't know. I don't get involved. If I know, I will tell. I will offer those details. But it is important to understand that God is talking to Ezekiel, and the conversation is going to be about how the Jewish people have disappointed him. If there was ever a group of people who should believe and behave and obey, it should be the Jewish people because they have seen God working in front of them. Verse 2. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river of Chebar, and the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of four living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Everyone had four faces, and everyone had four wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet was like the sole of a cat's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings, on their four sides, and they four had their faces. And I have been just wasting my time talking to myself. I forgot to hit the start recording button. I'm there. This is my new effort. They four had the faces of a man for the read and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four had the face of an eagle. Thus their faces and their wings were stretched upward. Two wings on every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to say this is evidence of Martians or aliens. God's not an alien. His angels are not aliens. Um, it is important to read every word, every letter, and the reason I read chapter 1 and 2 is because it's part of the Bible, and it's important for us to know. Again, the nuances that I got from it is those who don't believe, those who do believe but are disobedient, and of course, those who don't believe are going to be disobedient. And they went one straight forward. Whither the Spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living, their appearance were like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. They went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures, with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes around about them. 4. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went, and whither was the Spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood, and when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the hands of the living creature, which is the color of the terrible stone, stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward the other. Every one had two, which covered on this side, and every one had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, and the noise of a host, of an host. When he stood, the heavens, and there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads, when he stood and had let down their wings. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne, the likeness of the appearance of a man above start with Bible. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Bible, and I'm gonna start with the only Bible that I recommend, that I will read. If you tell me you have an NIV or something that's not a 1611,